I am not, well, okay, it feels later than it is. But even so, I'm not setting myself up for success by lifting this late. Really, I would have preferred to have gotten in the car and headed to the gym at like 6. But I had a little final project presentation impeding on my ideal gym time. But so be it. You got to work around that kind of stuff. So 8:40 departure time. Starting to get some beta alanine tingles. I am pretty much perfectly prepared for a solid chest and side delt day. Plus, I took a pretty big nap earlier, so I feel pretty good. Decently hydrated as well. I've been slamming. Yeah, I need I haven't been getting gallons of milk. All I've been getting is the half gallons of chocolate milk, but that's kind of been the water bottle of choice for the last few days. Yeah, getting back to the actual lift, it's gonna be quick. I think. I don't know. Honestly, when I did that last chest day with just I think last chest day I only did 4 sets. I think I probably should have done one more. Should have done one more. So again, I'll kind of just go by feel on how many I want to do, but I want to make sure I've done some really heavy sets, probably from incline barbell bench, and then just get as pumped as possible with burnout sets of flies or cable press. I'd love incline Smith, but they got rid of the Smith machines that they had here. I don't know why. So I guess I do know why. They replaced them with. So one Smith machine got replaced with the squat rack, which, I mean, whatever. I guess it's fine. I would have preferred the Smith. And then the other Smith machine got replaced with, well, I guess the other Smith machine got replaced with another pair of a leg extension and a hamstring curl machine. So I guess those were good moves for the gym. But they should have left at least one or just moved the other ones around. The Smith machine, I don't think nobody really hates on it now. That was kind of more of like a 2015 sort of joke. But I love the Smith machine. Smith machine squats are pretty cool, but Smith machine bench, it's one of the staple pressing movements for chest that I like. I used to do Smith machine shoulder press too, but at this point my front delts are so developed that they just don't need any more direct work. But yeah, I think incline barbell is going to be the starter, followed by, whatever comes to mind. Cable press, cable flies, machine press, kind of whatever. I'll just kind of see how it feels. But even though I am changing up the volume, the basic style of my chest day is still the same. I'm still going to start off the first portion with heavy pressing, be it machine, dumbbell, barbell, Smith machine, whatever, and then end it with lighter squeezing sets plus flies for a deep stretch. Everybody wants to load the stretched position, of course. And then once I'm fully pumped, I'll just bust out some side laterals on I could do some dumbbell, I could do some machine. I don't really love doing cable lateral raises, one at a time. I don't know. It's just not my favorite. But your side delts, I feel there's not a lot going on. So don't be dissuaded from, doing 6 or 7 sets of side lateral raises in a row. Just because there's only one movement which is going to hit your side delts doesn't mean that your side delts don't require that much volume. I think it's kind of foolish to hit quads with more volume than hamstrings arbitrarily. Or to kind of think, okay, well, my shoulders are kind of a small muscle. They don't need so much volume as my chest or my legs. Like that kind of just, I don't want to say senseless, but that's sort of just kind of arbitrary choice of sets for any given muscle for whatever given characteristic of the muscle that people say. I'm pretty much just kind of hating on bro science, but I think each muscle needs to be stimulated in a proper way, and for you specifically, you got to figure out how the fuck to do that. But I think enough of this little ramble. Let's just get in there, get started, and I can probably foresee that in about a little longer than 1 hour, we'll be checking the chest pump. And it should be, what's the word I'm about to say? 2 syllables. Right, so after a proper cable warm-up, triceps, rear delts, lats, a little bit of chest, and then a couple reps with a plate, 2 plates, 3 plates, and now 3 plates and a quarter, I think I'm ready for my first working set. Now all that's left to do is get fucking hyped up for it. Oh. Oh. Okay. That was a decent starter. Honestly, I thought that last one, I was hoping I could muscle through that last one. But one set's a failure. Let's drop it to 3 plates and just repeat. Ugh. So, I wouldn't say I'm at a crossroads, but I have 2 conflicting beliefs in my mind. Right? I want to do really heavy, crazy sets. I think that's going to stimulate some muscle growth. But then I also like lighter squeezing sets too. So, should I start with lighter squeezing sets? I usually start with the heavier sets because I feel like I'm fresher and I can move more weight. But whatever. As long as your sets are hard, I don't think you need to get too nitpicky with it. You know, every time I talk about like, oh, maybe I should do this kind of set or this kind of set. Let's say that I do a workout of 5 hard ass working sets. I think no matter what orientation or rep scheme, I think the results are going to be very comparable. Like I'm just nitpicking like the 5% or whatever. If you go to the gym, even without a legit plan, and you just destroy your chest one day, you destroy your back the next day, you totally kill your legs the day after that, maybe you take a rest day if you're into that, and you eat your protein, I think you're going to have some solid results. You know, I think, well, fuck, man, probably 80% of all the results you're going to get are just effort-based. And then the rest is going to be, you know, maybe dictated by your nitpicky optimality or whatever. But let's not think about any of that and find a song to throw 3 plates around. I wanted to get a little partial out at the end. Oh, fuck. Okay. 2 good sets of incline bench. Let's call it there and, I don't know, find something else to do. The late lift has given me its blessing. Typically, these cables are a hot commodity, and I can never get a hold of 2 at once. So, maybe I should come in later more often and make use of the, you know, lower fucking population in here. But moderate weight, I'll actually go a little bit heavier. But with the cable presses, I'm really focusing on trying to like squeeze at the bottom. Like I almost, in my mind, my mental cue is I'm like trying to pull the inside of my elbows together. I'm not thinking about pushing through my hands. I'm trying to like pull my elbows together. If that's, you know, if that helps you at all. But whenever you can imagine to get as crazy of a squeeze as you can, that's what you should be doing. So let's throw one around and see how it feels. Okay. Oh. Okay, let's do one more, a little bit lighter. Okay. Okay. Fuck. Let's do some cable flies, but we're approaching the end for sure. Fuck. Dude, those burn. I definitely want to finish with these cable flies. I don't know how many sets I'll do though. I think I'll just go by feel. So set one, no drop sets, no nothing, just burn out like crazy. Actually, this is worth mentioning. You know, it's gonna do you good to like think about your cues and like, okay, I gotta keep my shoulder blades retracted. Oh, I gotta flex my, I gotta keep my front delts out of the equation. Like, that's all good to think about mid-set, but don't neglect just fucking having a, like, you should feel like you're in a fucking anime edit, hyping yourself up when you do your set, in all honesty. So let's throw this shit around. Okay. One more. I think one more and then chest is done. Okay. All right. Let's do a bit of a drop set. Okay. Oh, fuck. I love those bent over flies as a finisher just for the stretch. But let's go find somewhere to pose down before side delts. This is a good ass fucking pump. Okay, so in no way is this lift over. But, I'm not so zen. I'm not so at peace that I can't appease my ego with a pump check. So I gotta see how my fucking pecs are looking. But they feel pretty fucking inflated. It's like I got a boob job from A cups to D's. I mean, I feel like my skin's gonna rip. Solid little sneak peek at the cleavage. Oh, goodness. Fuck. It's hard to even get the fucking shirt off. What do you think? I am not dissatisfied by any fucking degree. Oh. Oh. Goodness, dude, fuck. I mean, I feel like I can't even reach my arms up to do a good double bi shot because my pecs are like pulling my fucking, upper arms towards the front of me. It's like I got bad posture, kind of walking around all hunched. No, but dude, they are fucking, dude, I mean, it's full as full can get. Oh, holy shit, dude. I mean, I can't ask for a better chest pump than that. By no fucking means could I ask for a better chest pump. But then again, I guess I probably could be more pumped, so maybe I shouldn't limit my mind by saying that. But heavy pressing, good stretch with the flies, super good burn with those cable presses. Like, you know, with bench, I get a decent amount of fatigue, but I'm not seriously burning as much as I am when I do those cable presses, and I fucking feel my fucking fibers going gnarly. Like, this is the action I'm trying to bias on those cable presses. Obviously, good stretch up top, but I want to just like, oh, can't even be described by words. You know, just fucking grunt. But now I'm gonna go do some side delts. I don't know what movements, you know, I'll figure it out as I go. But until then, I gotta see if I can fit this tank on without ripping it. Back to old faithful side lateral raise machine. I mean, look, side laterals with dumbbells, side lateral machine, side laterals with a fucking cable. At the end of the day, all you're doing is going from here to here with load. So, you know, I feel like obviously you should change it up. Don't just do the same workout every week back to back to back. But with such a simple muscle like side delts, you know, I don't see why you can't get solid results just spamming the same kind of movement. You know, there's just not that many ways to hit your side delts. So if your routine is just 2 sets of side laterals at the end of chest day for side delts and that's all you do, just because like, oh, well, I don't want to do so many sets on just one exercise. No, man, just bust them out. You know, I've had arm days where I only did alternating dumbbell curls, you know, like the standing classic dumbbell curl. And I would do fucking, you know, 8 or 9 sets of those just in a row, right? Because I was stimulating the targeted muscle and I was getting a badass pump with fatigue. So as long as you can get a crazy burn and you know you're exerting yourself, I think you're in the clear. You're in the green zone. But I'm going to do one here and maybe I'll do a couple more, or maybe I'll just move straight to dumbbell lateral raises. I'll see. I will see. Seat's a little too high. Shit. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Let's do a couple sets of dumbbell next. Bye. I'll change it up a little bit. Instead of just doing my normal standing dumbbell lateral raises, you know, set a bench up on a decently high angle. I don't know how many degrees this is, 70 something. Sit on it kind of sideways like so and do some single arm. It's just kind of I mean, it's the same shit, but it's a little bit different. Just because on a normal dumbbell lateral raise, when you get to the bottom, your hand is right below your shoulder. There's no tension on your side delt. But since you're at this angle, even though I'm at the bottom of the rep, my arm is still, you know, off axis. It's off vertical. So there's just constant tension. So I think a 40 will be a solid weight, and let's see how it feels. Oh, fuck. Oh. Oh, Okay. Let's do one more like that. Oh, fuck. Okay. All right. One more little variation, and then we can check the pump. You know, I'm not really one to do anything super fancy with a big setup. For the most part, I think a lot of movements like that are kind of unnecessarily complex. But same angle on the bench, sit on it, flipped around like this, then do some kind of chest supported side laterals. It's always give me a solid burn. I haven't done it for a long time though, so in the spirit of changing things up, let's throw a set around. And with this, I mean, I'm not going heavy. Like I was just doing the 45s on that heavier set of the single arm ones. You know, I'm dropping it down to the 25s for these, just to really squeeze. This is the squeezing, burning kind of set. But after this, I'm gonna be fully pumped. So I'm gonna be done. Okay. All right. Yeah, let's go check the fucking pump. We're done. So I guess I haven't set it for a while. Let's not only should we check the side delt pump, but let's run over my current stats. So 40 speed, unknown, probably 3.7 seconds. Vertical, unknown. Height, 5'11" and just like a little bit of change. And then current weight this morning was 249. So I think in the coming weeks, I'm not going to be in the 240s anymore, even on a light day. And I'll still be locked into 250s. And I mean, time is ticking. Just wait for it. One morning I'm going to wake up, do my business in the bathroom, step on the scale, and that scale is going to read 260. That will be a fucking day. Not that, you know, the numbers fucking matter. I just want to develop muscle, but 260 pounds of body mass, not nothing. Not freaking nothing. So let's get the exposure down a bit freaking more. What do you think, dude? Jesus Christ. Are side delts pumped or are they fucking pumped? Oh my God. Oh, fuck. I mean, even the rear delt's poking out, and all I've got is side delts pumped. Fuck, man. I think no more shoulders, dude. I mean, they are pumps, so they're artificially bigger, but that is, I don't want to say it's too much, but I think that's too much shoulder. I want to delegate the amount of nutrients and growth that are going into these and kind of spread that out and focus more on chest and arms. Dude, fuck, man, Jesus. I can't even reach behind my fucking back to do a really good side tricep. But I mean, that's a fucking shoulder pad if I've ever seen one. God. Let's get a couple more and then we can roll. That's sick. That is freaking sick. So that's it. Did calves yesterday. I can still feel them a little bit today. So I'll save them for tomorrow with back and rear delts. But let's just get the car and eat, man. Well, get in the car, go home, and then eat. All right, so I think this is worth mentioning. Am I concerned with putting on some body fat? Am I concerned with a body fat increase on this bulk? And the answer to that question is absolutely not. honestly, at the end of the last bulk, I was a little bit upset with myself that I wasn't a little bit fucking fatter. Just because all that meant was I wasn't eating enough food. You know, I am very comfortable with losing abs, losing veins, losing striations in exchange for the gains that I will make on the bulk. So, I think I think in that sense I got my head screwed on in a pretty solid way. This is when it comes to bodybuilding progress, or just, well, even if you're not an actual competitive bodybuilder, if you're a lifter, unless you're a power lifter, then you're pretty much still a bodybuilder. Basically, you're trying to grow muscle. That's the name of the game. So it can be pretty freaking easy to, get upset if some surface level stuff like your leanness begins to kind of fade if you try to start bulking. I think fear of getting just a little bit tubbier. Now, obviously, I'm not going to get like fat. I'm still going to stay relatively lean on the bulk. Daily cardio is going to help me do that as well. But fear of kind of losing your abs or losing some veins, I think that stops a lot of lifters from trying to actually bulk up. And I don't even mean like a freaky ass crazy bulk like I'm kind of doing. Even just a mild surplus. I feel like a lot of you guys get caught in a state of just, I almost want to say failure to launch, because you've been lifting for a while, you've made some gains, but they're kind of starting to slow down, and then you're at a crossroads. I always hear dudes talking in the gym like, oh well, I think I'll start a cutting in a little bit, or okay, I'll start bulking. I'll start that. And then it kind of fades out, and then they just keep going to the gym and just doing what they've always done, which that nature of training, going in and doing pretty much the same shit every day, there's nothing wrong with that, but you kind of want to make some kind of progress, right? Unless you're at a point where you're just trying to maintain your build, which everybody should get there at some point. That's good. Unless you're there, then you don't really want to toil for too long. Like, if you can tell you haven't really been pushing it, and I'm talking about like your training intensity, you've been taking too many off days unnecessarily, you haven't been hitting your protein, you haven't been taking your creatine, you definitely haven't been fucking taking your fish oil like you should, and your multivitamins, or doing your daily cardio. That's probably the least likely thing that you're going to be doing. If you can tell that you're just kind of going into the gym a little bit, well, if you're kind of, I kind of want to say half-assing it, then all that effort, I feel like to an extent, it's getting wasted. Like, there's not a massive difference. There's not a massive difference in effort level of maintaining your build and progressing it. Honestly, they're relatively similar. Now, obviously, if you want to progress, you're going to have to put a little bit more effort in. Make sure you're really training hard. Make sure you're hitting your macros. It's not effortless, but it's not that much more effort than what I think a lot of you guys may be stuck at with just maintaining your build. I always kind of think of this analogy with some people. Like, you can look at two dudes, and they both go to the gym every fucking day. And let's say they do their cardio too. And one guy, he hasn't been eating his meals. Honestly, that's the number one factor, which is going to decide whether you grow or not, is how many calories you can get down your gullet. But yeah, they both go to the gym every day, and they both want to bulk up. And one guy, he's just not eating his fucking food. He's not eating enough meals. He's not hitting his protein. He's not eating enough fucking Kraft mac and cheese or ramen or instant rice or, PB&Js, whatever. He's not eating enough calories. That's this guy. And this guy over here, he's fucking slamming calories. He's hitting his surplus. He's drinking chocolate milk. He's eating steaks and ground beef and chicken and turkey and everything else, right? He's really hitting his surplus. So, if every day they go and do their workout, I feel like the guy who isn't eating enough food and maybe isn't optimizing everything else about his training, recovery, like sleep and, well, I guess really sleep. That's the only other thing there is, food and sleep. This guy's not eating enough, and he's maybe not sleeping enough, and this guy's on track with both of those. The one dude, he digs a hole, And then the next day, you know, he just fills the hole back up. He just constantly moves this amount of dirt in and out, in and out, in and out. But the other guy digs a hole, and then the next day he digs the same hole, if you can kind of imagine what I'm saying. So basically, one dude, he's doing the same shit in the gym. Like, he's still digging and moving dirt around. But at the end of like 6 months, he's got no hole. He's made no progress. But the other guy has made a big fucking hole. Because every day he's actually taking steps to make changes rather than steps to just maintain. If you kind of follow my analogy. It makes sense in my head, but I don't know if I totally explained it perfectly. But basic gist, if you can tell you haven't been making progress and you want to, you got to change some shit up. You got to change some shit up. Go up to the biggest dog in the gym, fucking grab, fucking be an ankle biter, try to extract some knowledge from him. More often than not, I mean, I feel like he's just going to be, well, I don't know. Mid workout, of course, I don't want to start like a 20-minute conversation. But when I'm done with my lifts, dude, I'll sit in there for a fucking hour talking about whatever. It's like, oh, what have you been doing for chest? Oh, okay, I've been trying. Oh, you've been trying that? Okay, that sounds pretty cool. What have you been eating? What kind of? Oh, okay, that's kind of a weird meal. Why'd you do that? It's, you know, random shit like that. You can get a lot of fucking information online. Actually, I mean, I guess you could probably get as much as you need. But, you know, in person, talking to somebody who's actually got some results, kind of understanding their logic behind some stuff, that's going to be pretty fucking beneficial. You know, like, I almost feel like if you're a beginner in the gym and you talk to some more experienced dudes, you're almost like a fucking apprentice. You're like a lifter's apprentice. You're just getting in there, getting maybe shadow the masters. You know, maybe not masters per se, but dudes more experienced than you. You know, just by kind of monkey see, monkey do, kind of copying some aspects of their trainings, in, you know, stealing some information, asking them why they do certain things and what kind of benefits they think they get from those certain things, and then relating that back to your own training and your own build. You know, that's the way to fucking do it. So, I guess really what I'm trying to say is the more information you can digest in your brain about lifting, the better. And I guess that could go for fucking anything, you know? I mean, it makes sense. If you study more, you're going to get better grades. So if you learn more shit about lifting and how to lift and what works and what doesn't work and blah, 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 and you try to, you know, try some shit out for yourself and see what actually works for you, you're going to get better results. But looping back to the initial part of this little talk, I kind of gone on a whole roundabout fucking tangent about motivation and shovels or whatever. Don't be afraid to lose your abs. If you're just a main gained 180 pounder and you can tell your bench is kind of plateaued, you're not really making big jumps, then clearly you got to change something up. I say just start eating some more fucking food, man. Calories in, calories out. So if you want some more mass, right, more calories have got to get in. You got to take more calories in. So can't state that enough, but I think that's all I got to say there. So cardio in the morning, quick 30 minutes. I mean, that's not even 30 minutes of cardio. That's just 30 minutes. I mean, that's pretty much half an episode of The Sopranos. And that'll fly by like nothing. So go home and probably make a ribeye, have 2 packs of ramen. So that's going to be about 100 grams of carbs. Honestly, with the ribeye plus and the olive oil in the pan, that's probably going to be 40 grams of fat. Then about 70 grams of protein. That is a solid meal if I've ever had one. So, oh my god, I have been irresponsible. I have a fucking laundry pile. You know, I'm not so crazy that I like line my entire floor with laundry. I'm sure you know somebody like that who, when their room is a mess, it is a fucking real ass mess. I'm not that crazy about it, but I've got a fucking pile of laundry. And I'm not fucking excited to do it because my laundry machine, you know, my washer and dryer, they're like half the size as normal. So I'm gonna be doing like 5 loads. Oh my goodness. But I'm running out of fucking pump covers. So maybe that's my cue that I should get my fucking house in order. mean, it's not going to affect the pump, but I'm still kind of lazy, so whatever. Let's just get back to the crib, eat, get ready for bed. So I'll fucking see you next time, man.